Hello, welcome to the shit show again.
Well, it's not really again. They don't know.
I don't know what happened.
They don't know.
But
Now
it's
We
they
started talking first,
I
but
just-
then we realized Janet never hit the live button.
it's so stupid, but it's okay. That's why it's a shit show. But thank you guys for joining us tonight. Oh my God, it was so embarrassing. Okay, but I just want to say thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you for joining us. And I just want to say thank you to Orange Hat for helping me out tonight. I really appreciate it. And to Ruben, my sweetheart.
Hello.
And he's a doll. And then to my Bruce. Thank you, Bruce, for joining me tonight and helping me out with the shit show. But I want to say hi to everybody in the chat and say hello, Tim. He was early. The grumpy old ninja. He was early too. Six Nations. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. We all appreciate it. We really do. Because without you guys, we wouldn't have a show. And Low Spec. Thank you for joining us. Crafting Gamer. Hello. Hi, Jerry. Your buddy. Hi. Thank you, everybody from X. I really appreciate it.
Janet,
Yeah.
Welcome all you beautiful sons of
90%
bitches.
of all the internet, I'm known as your buddy 75.
Oh.
That's cool.
Oh, that's you?
That's me.
Okay. I'm sorry.
You're good. Good.
I didn't know. But I still
least we got
said hi
Jerry.
to you.
Hi, your buddy.
But that's okay, buddy. You're my buddy. You're everybody's buddy. But
Who's
yeah,
your
I want
buddy?
to say thank you to everyone, and I hope we have a decent show for you. At least you get to laugh a lot. Oh, hi, Papa Cotton. Thank you for joining us tonight. So we're going to open tonight. Bruce felt that maybe we should all have a good laugh, so he wanted me to play this for everyone, and I thought it was pretty funny. So I'm gonna add it to the stage, and we're gonna enjoy it.
Have you seen have you seen this before today, Janet?
No, today was the first day.
Okay. Ruben, are you familiar with this?
I think I saw it. Is this the one I know?
Hello?
Hello, is Aptar there?
Who?
Aptar.
Can I speak, please?
This is Kirpal.
Who?
Kirpal?
Okay, 1 minute, please.
This is a classic.
Hello? Hello? Hi. I was just calling because I live down the street from you and your daughter come to my house today and she kicked my dog. What? Your daughter come to my house today and she come on my property and then she kicked my dog. And now my dog needs operation. She kicked your? She kicked my dog. And she kicked your dog? Yes. Which daughter? The one who just answered the phone.
Is it a language barrier?
What? No.
I don't
Yes,
know
she
if it's
did.
language barrier or
I
not.
saw her, and then I saw her at your house. And why did she do it? I don't know. She didn't say. She did. She's lying. She's lying to you, fucking guy. Where from you speaking? I am speaking from my house. Where do you live? Down the street from you. Huh? You know where I live. My dog. She kicked it, and now I'm going to fuck her. I know. I don't know. Don't lie, you fucking guy. Hey, what? Don't talk like that. Fuck you. You know damn right what you do. Where do you live? Who kicked your dog? Your daughter kicked my dog. Which daughter? You know damn right.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah?
Why you kick my dog?
Hello? Can I speak speaking, please?
You know damn right. It's Karpal. It's Karpal.
Who's Gopal? We don't know Gopal.
Yes, you do. You kicked my dog today.
Dog?
Dog.
We don't even, no one's even that.
You don't act stupid. You tell your dad that I am going to sue him. He's going to go to jail.
Okay, where the hell do you live?
I live on your street.
On my street.
You know. You
You say
work.
that one of us have kicked your dog.
Yes.
Where about do you live?
You know damn right.
No, we do not know, Dama. We don't even know you.
Yes, you do.
Why? Where the hell do you live?
You don't ask dumb questions.
You live on Manitou?
No, you just shut up. You try to confuse. I'm going to call the police. And then you're going to go to jail.
You damn right call the police because we don't know what the hell.
You do not tell me damn right.
Yeah,
You do
we
not
don't
swear
know
at me.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm going to kill you.
You gonna kill us?
No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. You just tell your dad that I am going to get my lawyer and he's going to arrest you.
I don't know who the hell he is.
Angie,
Okay, you just go ahead, okay? Because we don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
you don't ever tell me the fuck. You say bad words.
Talk to us this way when you have no proof.
Fuck you, you. You do not tell me fuck you. Okay, you? You know.
Just get lost, okay?
Oh, yeah, but
You're going to jail.
The hell you are, and you're following us with all these obscene.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
I don't.
Shut up. You shut up, you.
Don't tell me to shut up. I do not.
Shut up, you stink. You
Shut
stink.
up.
I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
I do not stink.
What did you do?
Fuck you. Just because I'm dirty does not mean I stink.
what the fuck was that all
We
about?
live- It's a phone call, a real phone call, and someone made a cartoon to go with it. It's some guy calling them saying that their daughter kicked his dog down the street.
I know. Fucking, oh my god, fuck your toe.
Holy
I got
shit.
that. Oh.
I mean, what would you do if somebody called your house like that? First thing I would do is say, what are you trying to sell me?
I would fuck with them so much if they started saying, hello, you kicked my fucking dog. I'd be like, hello, you kicked my fucking dog. What the fuck are you saying? What the fuck are you saying? I would fuck with them in the worst fucking way, man.
Oh, I just thought it would be good to start off with a good laugh because we have so much shit every week. So much crap.
It is a shit
so
show.
much stupidness that we could laugh a little bit. I just thought it was great. I don't know how old it was. I'd never seen it before until
That's
Bruce
a
showed it to me.
long time ago.
Oh, that is so funny. I have never seen anything like it, but oh my God. I have gotten a lot of those people
Fisher
that have
Stevens
called me.
did a good job as an Indian in the Short Circuit movies.
Oh, yeah. He did.
And now he's fucking apologized for it because of the fucking because he played in it. I did not mean to be so racially insensitive.
Oh,
And it's like,
You guys-
dude, shut the fuck
You
up.
guys do that. How do you do that accent so well? I don't understand
What
how
do
you
you
guys
mean?
do
I can do many voices, Janet.
that.
I can
It's
do many
great.
voices. You want to know how I got these
Thank
stars?
you, Bruce. That was so funny. I
thank
appreciate
you. Come
it.
again.
Thank you.
Yes,
Come
thank
again.
you. Come again.
Okay, Bruce. I'm going to bring up the what was the name of it again?
I'll share it over here.
Hello?
Okay,
And we
share it
will-
and I'll add it.
Yeah.
I can also do Catman. Not impede my
This
Okay,
lady,
here we go.
Oh, God. Here we go
from
again.
the Daily Caller. This reporterette roasted after claiming only extremist Christian nationalists think rights come from God. And she had a thought. She didn't quite have somebody help her with the thought, but
Did it come out of her brain or her ass?
I want to say she needs to wipe.
Yeah.
Politico,
Oh, my God.
Heidi Presbila got roasted on social media for saying Christians the Christian nationalists in power believe Americans' rights come from God. She said an extremist element of Christian nationalists in former President Donald Trump's orbit are united in the belief that rights come from God rather than government, and cite this belief to justify their opposition to abortion, gay marriage, and in vitro fertilization, among other rights, according to her. And the one thing that unites all of them, because there's many different groups orbiting Trump, but the thing that unites them is Christian nationalists, not Christians, by the way, because Christian nationalists is very different, is that they believe our rights as Americans, as all human beings, don't come from any earthly authority. They don't come from Congress. They don't come from the Supreme Court. They come from God, Presbila said during her appearance on MSNBC's All In with Chris Hayes. The problem is that men,
Jesus
and
Christ.
it is men, are determining what God is telling them. Yes, he
This
said
is a
all
fucking
in.
idiot. I'm speechless right now. No. This is why civics is not being taught in school, because people think the Bill of Rights are the things that the government is granting you. No, the Bill of Rights are the things the government cannot do to you. Cannot. Each reader, all 10 are things that they cannot do to you. And it's in the Constitution. You are born with inalienable rights. They don't even know what inalienable means.
Actually, it's not in the Constitution.
My God.
It's in the Declaration of Independence.
But they don't even know what inalienable means.
Yeah, but you're right.
You're born with them. My God.
This is even off liberal ran Wikipedia. The Declaration.
What they don't realize is that the Bill of Rights is an absolutist. They cannot change any of those. Not even with a supermajority, you cannot change the Bill of Rights. You cannot take down or you cannot amend any of the first 10 constitutional amendments.
We completely agree on that. The second sentence of the Declaration of Independence: our official fuck you to having a king. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And here's the part that makes her stutter: that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights. She doesn't understand this. And this was the thought process behind the entire creation of what we are living in today. We are the standard bearer for Western civilization. If you have a problem with the United States of America, if you have a problem with a country that prefers to have a moral authority as its backbone for its legal system, if you have a problem with Western civilization, this is what you're attacking. You're attacking the thought that you, myself, total strangers, completely able to do what the hell they want because the creator endowed them to do those things that they are supposed to do. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, go out and lift heavy things, go have a woman with big gazumbas and make lots of cute kids. All these things have a business. That's part of why we are all Americans. They don't get this.
Okay.
Well, if you ask,
I just want to go on record and say that once Bruce said something about big bazungas, Janet came on screen with a smile on her face.
Well, I get to play with them every day, so I can smile.
Lucky you.
Yeah, lucky me. All right, but go ahead, Ruben. You were going to say something.
No, but the thing is, this mentality that this woman had. I saw that she had a rant about Christian nationalists, but I didn't know what she was talking about. And the fact that she even says this, it's the most incoherent thing I've ever heard in the past 24 hours. But I've heard a lot of shit. Every day, it's more crap. Yesterday was a whole Gemini that wouldn't show white people that changed everything. It's insane. But the thing is that I go back to what the Taliban did the first time when they destroyed those Buddha statues, and you had the Muslims and the Islamists go out there and destroy icons and stuff. And now, they could never do that here. They're tearing down statues of generals, of Confederate generals, the founding fathers, removing them because it's troubling.
And they're removing them from the Capitol too.
Yes, and now you have AI that's being designed by woke idiots, can't produce whiteness, and then basically will do all these things. Because again, people are trying to change the foundation of our country. And this moron is doing this, and have to even, my God, just to have this person even talk, it's insane. It's insane.
Well, here's something that she should also be aware of, and if I may read here. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. So what this chick doesn't realize, this fucking bimbo on the news, is that if you try to fucking take away our rights and continue to do so, we have every fucking right to end your life because you have proven to be a hostile force against our freedom.
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying that she should be killed right now, but if her and her socialist and communist regime on the news continues to push for the suppression of our rights, just saying, if it does come down to it, you will fucking be targeted. If you really want to push the whole freaking Civil War agenda like that tool Tim Pool, guess what? If it does come down to it, we will not allow you to live. We will erase you. And in the realities of war, erasing you doesn't just stop with you. It stops with your next generation. That is how wars are fought. It is disgusting evil. I do not support wars, but it is a reality that we all must understand and accept, that if a civil war does break out, one side is going to lose their entire future generation along with them, because we will not allow that sort of mindset to have any sort of foothold in the future. We will stamp it out as completely as possible. And these people saying, well, God, or they think that their rights come from God, they're extremists. Bitch, this was the truth for 2,000 years.
But
God gave us our rights. They started with the 10 Commandments. They were guidelines for us to live by. And then our forefathers, in their infinite wisdom, who are a lot smarter than us today, knew that people like you and your filthy fucking commie mindset would try to make or try to change the narrative and say, oh, we're or they're evil because they believe in God. No, you're evil because you stand with the devil.
And it's even worse, because there are people out there that still believe to this day that people that were unvaccinated caused all the problems. There are people. I just talked to somebody who says this. There's somebody out there who believes that if Trump is elected, he'll be a dictator, and they believe this to their heart.
And they don't think that Biden is.
No, they think Biden's doing a great job.
That's what I don't understand.
They complained about the price of a McDonald's hamburger. They said, you voted for this crap. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. And anyway,
and
Trump won. And he goes, no, he didn't. It's been proven. No, they never proved anything. He's a fraud.
It's never gone through court. It's never finished through court yet.
I know, but again,
and here's another thing.
They watch MSNBC, they watch this garbage, watch CNN, they watch Fox, they watch ABC, they watch the media, and they believe it all. And it's insane. And think about this. This is what you have to remember. Half of the people out there in America believe this shit.
They do.
And it's sick.
Yeah.
It's sick.
And here's another thing. I had this argument with somebody the other day where they were talking about this, and it's like, or it was an actual literal verbal argument. I don't usually go out into public a lot anymore because of these fools. I suffered no fools. But they're like, oh, Trump was a dictator, or he's going to be a dictator. He was a dictator. It's like, if he was a dictator, why did he leave? Answer that question. Well, what do you mean?
And
he left
I have
on January 20th. He left on his plane and he went to Mar-a-Lago. He left the office. If he was a dictator, why did he do that?
I have asked people that on X, and they say this. Well, because they tried to stop him or stop the government on January 6th, but our police got rid of him. That's why Trump had no choice. That's what they say.
Bullshit.
And they believe
that's bullshit.
That's why the whole thing, the sitting in jail and all that, has been to program the people and keep them to thinking that what they believe is true.
And I can't wait till he pardons them.
Until we take back that part of it, they're going to keep believing it. And some of them are going to think that you and I helping to get our January 6th people out and get Trump in, we are the bad guys, and then we are at risk of being killed while we're walking to our cars, things like that, because they believe that you and I are the reason why we're being taken over by the bad guys. And I'm already a murdering pig bitch, basically, because I didn't get the jab.
Yeah,
I
and they're already
want to kill people.
How dare you not get the jab, Janet? Don't you know?
and they're doing it now, right now. They're
Mhm.
doing it now with their war cry against Putin, and they're actually saying that people, the same person said that Putin's a murder killer, who had somebody killed, which he didn't. It's
Mhm.
all CIA doing it, and then they don't believe this shit. And I'm going,
hold on. The CIA might have been involved with this last one, but the guys, there's been people that Putin has helped rub out. The most famous one being a reporter right in front of the fucking Kremlin.
Uh-huh.
yeah, but the thing is, they what about Gonzalo Lira? Ukraine is a joke. Ukraine is a Nazi stronghold. We're funding it. We're and we have to get out of there. And that's what happened. And that's go back to when Trump was elected. He contacted the president of Ukraine, and then they all went ape shit. He's doing something bad. It's because he was going to expose their lies, and that's what's going to happen. This house of cards is going to go down.
The thing is, they are grasping at any way to not lose power. There's too many irons in the fire, too many pockets that are going to be emptied if we stop the Ukraine, billions and trillions of dollars. And also the whole thing with Israel, they don't want to lose their money.
I don't see Israel.
Our border is wide open. Sorry, just a minute, Bruce. Our border is wide open because not so much that they think all these people are going to walk over the border and they're going to hand them a check and they're going to all vote Democrat. Because I hate to tell you that, well, I mean to tell you this, is that a lot of the people that are actually coming over the border that are religious, okay, they're not going to vote for people that believe in abortion and stuff like that. They're going to vote on the other side. The thing that's going to change, it isn't them voting at the box office or at the ballot booth. It's the fact that when they bust these people and put them in planes and take them to all these places, it changes the count of state representatives, which changes the whole setup of how many electoral college votes they get in those states. That's why these sanctuary cities want these people, not because they want them, because they don't want to take care of them or anything. It's the fact they're going to get these votes that they want. That's it. Because if they can get the electoral college votes upped and in the states that they want them up in, guess what? They don't have to cheat. Okay, they will win every time because we know those cities are always going to vote blue. And I'm really worried about Texas and Florida. They're purple. Well, that's why I picked purple tonight for my color. So I just wanted to add that. Go ahead, Bruce.
I'm sure that there are people in Israel that will happily take American money, but Israel is going on a crusade up against Hamas, which was duly elected as a Palestinian leadership. And in the 7 times that Palestine was given accords for a stable 2-party state, Palestine has every time rejected it, stuffed it back in the faces of the Hebrews. So if anything, I don't see the United States giving Israel money to go kill more Hamas and Palestinians, especially. And I say that because Hamas is a bunch of pussies. Hamas is a bunch of fucking feckless fucking cowards that attack the defenseless or people that are at a rave or a discotheque, or they put car bombs where there's like a gymnasium full of people watching basketball games. That's just the type of manly pieces of shit that Hamas is. And mainly anybody who's anti-Semitic, who believes the fucking Quran. And I'm just going to lay it out there. The Quran's just a satanically inspired piece of shit book that's got some foundational pieces, not complete context, foundational pieces from the Bible, but mostly the Talmud and other Jewish texts. And for some odd reason, instead of saying, I love my neighbor, no, these fuckers choose violence each and every time. Like, Ishmael's my guy. That's just it. Fuck these people. And I really hope Israel obliterates anybody in Palestine that likes Hamas. And fuck you. And I don't give a shit if somebody out there just got their fucking starfish tied into a pretzel by Orange Hat. Anyway, I'm happy to say that because I'm not a big fan of the Jews per se, but I don't want them genocided. I like them to have a fighting chance. That said, I don't want them to take United States money to do what they already do really well. They've already got funding. They do this shit like it's in their sleep. They're good. Study the 6 Day War. Do they really need any effort from me? None at all. And Emperor 1G's right. You have to understand the fundamentals of Islam and Arabs in general. For some odd reason, there's some envy in the water. And they can't get along. Even whenever you don't have a Jewish guy in the midst, there's Islamic guys that will fight over things like you're not Islamic enough, and they stab each other. I don't know. It's just it's really weird. And I love the fact that as much of a piece of shit that Muhammad was, he was very fruitful and he raped a lot of women. He made a lot of kids, and each one of his dumbass kids says, "I have the real idea of Islam," and so now they can't get along. It's just like one constant fucking shit show over there, but with violence. And
what's really sad too is that in the Torah, the commandments, one of them is thou shalt not kidnap. So they are purposefully kidnapping Jews, and they did that on October 7th, raping them, beheading them on purpose because they know that's against Jewish law. And they did that on purpose, and they're doing these things.
Yet that is also something
pain
they're allowed to do in the Muslim religion.
And that's the whole idea.
In the Muslim religion, you are allowed to grape without the G certain women who are considered unclean. And whatnot.
Any person that is not a Muslim, there is an infidel. So they can lie, cheat, steal, stab, rape, beat.
You can do anything
they want
to non-believers.
They're non-believers, and that's why they do all those things. And how any government can think that we can work with these people when they say it daily that you're an infidel. You're a goat. You're a useless piece of shit. We don't care. We want you dead. Death to America. Death, death, death. They hate us. They and I'm not going to conform. I will kill. I'd stab myself in the throat before I would let any of them take me.
There was one person
I'd kill myself. And I know it's a sin.
I wouldn't.
It's a sin. I would. Yeah, you're not a woman. You wouldn't have to deal with it. I would. I wouldn't. I'd rather die. I'd kill myself. And I admit that.
But you'd fight
that's a sin that I would have to live with in hell or wherever I'm at, knowing I did it. But I would rather be dead than live with that on a daily basis.
I agree with Bruce that I do not feel that all Muslims are terrorists. However, I have, because I actually do have friends who are Muslim who follow Islam and whatnot. But I also have friends who are of many different religions. But I actually have come across one of those who are extremist and whatnot. He's like, "You're an infidel. I get to do whatever I want. And if I ever see you with a girlfriend, I'll rape her." And it's like, here's something that, and I told this person simply, it's like, here's something that you will never see. One, you'll never see me with a girlfriend because this is the last time you and I will see each other. Two, if I ever do see you again, well, one of us is going to meet a person that, or is going to meet that being that we worship. Because if you ever threaten to do harm upon me and mine, I will bring holy hell down upon you. I do not take these threats lightly. I'm Irish. And if you think that, the infidel is going to just back off and be soft, no. Thomas Jefferson had a Quran. He wasn't a Muslim. He simply took your satanic book and learned from it so he could best wipe your fuckers out. Because he knew that you were the real threat to our country. Now, honestly, I do not believe that all Muslims are a threat to our country. However, those extremist ones who want to do very heinous things, Emperor 1G, I will address that in a second. But those who do want to do those heinous things, I have in no uncertain terms, if they ever do come after me or mine, there ain't no force on heaven or earth or Allah's 72 version or virgin version of their heaven that can stop or that will stop me from introducing them to their belief structure. But as for the Irish being very sympathetic with the Palestinians, that's a sect of Irish, not the real Irish. Now, yes, Ireland is very, or everybody's, they're so sympathetic to the Palestinians. Here's the thing. When it comes to both the Israelis and the Palestinians, I don't give a fuck who wins that war. I care about my own. I care about my home state. I care about my home country. Yes, it sucks what's going on over there. Both sides have innocence. That's just the way it is. And unfortunately, both sides are losing innocence. But the fact that we fucking have a jackass president who put our own boots on the ground over there, honestly, he should be executed for treason. We had no business putting our boots on the ground over there after we just had a fucking botched up withdrawal from Afghanistan.
That he did, that he caused.
He fucking did. Not to mention his murder of 10 innocent lives, many of them children, during that Afghanistan pullout. Yeah, that drone strike, folks, it wasn't terrorists. It was an innocent family who actually were helping the United States.
Yes.
That's the thanks they got. That's the gratitude. That's the gratitude they got. They got murdered by our president.
Yep. And the fact that the Supreme Court recently, was it the Supreme Court or no, some court basically said that Trump could
be or special or investigator or whatever
can be prosecuted for not immunity. Then it's open. Obama, what Obama did, he murdered a U.S. citizen. Hey, bring it on. It's insane. And the thing is that I now have skin in the game per se because my fiance is Orthodox Jewish. And we have conversations about this, or she tells me things about this. And, I feel she has a different opinion. It's just very, very not radical. It's just basically, she says God's will is God's will. She doesn't, she would die if anything happened, and she would go right to heaven. She doesn't, because she's going to follow what the law says, what the Torah says, what God tells her, commands her to do. She's very pragmatic about, I'm a strong American. I'm conservative. It's kind of funny. She's an Orthodox Jew and she's conservative, and she doesn't like the liberal Jewish people. And she's just been very, very steadfast. And she's, she wants to make America great again, and she wants to have kids, and she wants to raise a good family. So she's really primed for that. So I'm more invested now in this whole conflict. I just don't like it. And I don't want any harm to happen to her. So basically, Orange Hat, if anybody looked at her the wrong way, I would rain the wrath of God on them completely. I mean, they would cease to exist immediately.
Emperor 1G, you say that you can't execute the incompetent. I can. You can still end them. You can still execute them for the crimes they commit. Believe it or not, that sort of stuff actually went on in our country back when there wasn't the type of time that we are right now. Hatfields and McCoys. I'm using a movie as reference. How many of us have seen the Hatfields and McCoys?
Well, I know the story.
The show, the movie show.
No.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Well, in that movie, they executed a retard. They executed him to essentially be the linchpin of the uneasy peace between the Hatfields and McCoys. because, well, he also did kill a member of the McCoys because he snapped a girl's neck by accident. And the thing is, back then, even if you were mentally retarded, you were held to account for your actions. Nowadays, we have become soft because we should be more compassionate. I'm sorry. When it comes to certain cases, yes, compassion should be shown. But when it comes to people who have those disabilities, and if they do commit a crime, they should be held to the fullest account. It should not matter what their mental state is. Because honestly, their mental state is well enough to have committed the crime.
Well, if someone's a threat to society, we have to do
They
something
need to be
with the
removed from
threat.
society.
I mean, yeah, they should be removed from society. So if you don't have anywhere to keep them, what other choice do we have? You know,
Emperor 1G, in the 19th century and even sooner than that, yes, they saw mental retards, the mentally retarded people, as lesser. Obviously, they did. They don't understand it to the same nuance as we understand it now. You are right. However, they understood that they are still useful. I mean, a person who is not fully there functionally, meaning developmental problems and whatnot, they can still work. They can still do menial labor and whatnot. Ruben, I wouldn't do that, please. But they are also able to do all sorts of things but nowadays people freaking underestimate them to the point where they give them free, or they will give them free this and free that, when it's actually when they're actually capable of doing a lot more than what society thinks they're able to do. Now, I have a stepbrother who I live with who is autistic. He's able to hold a job. He goes to job or his work. He does his work. He comes home. He gets paid. Does a good job at it. He's able to do a lot of stuff. However, he's medium high autistic. He has developmental things that he doesn't understand. There's certain things he doesn't or is not able to do and whatnot. But he is able to, or he is competent enough that he is able to do things. Now, does that mean he understands everything? No. But he is able to do things. He's able to understand enough. And we also help him by telling him, or by repeating things over and over, to help him learn that if these sort of things happen, this is what you do. So yeah, when it comes to making fun of the mentally retarded, I won't do that. However, I will be brutally honest about them and call out their and not call out, but explain their limitations.
Yeah. I was just calling the Banana Republic. Hello? Banana Republic? Banana Republic. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
Hey, and if that's what you were originally doing, that's fine.
It was a phone call. I was trying to do like, hello?
Yeah.
Banana Republic? Biden, are you there? Just kidding. I'm playing. No, but I totally agree with you. And yeah, because again, it's like, people who need assistance, need help. We all are a caring nation. The American people are caring and loving. But again, if you do something that you have to be held accountable for your actions completely all the time. If you cause something to go wrong, even if you have great intentions, you have to be held for accountable. And if anybody does anything that causes bodily harm, then they have to. It's beyond reprehensible that you can't let them, exist in that regard.
Well, you're right. Except all you have to do is look around right now in our society where you have people that can push people out of the way, and grab bags full of shit off the shelf, push more people out of the way, kids, whoever, and leave. and nothing happens to them. And they do it every week until stores close their doors and they're going out of business.
And they call it racist because they close it.
Because we don't have a society anymore that gives a shit about the letter of the law, or the people like you and me that pay our taxes and give a crap about whether our cities are safe or anything like that. So how many more incidences like this have to happen where our government just says, oh, well, because they are either Black or Hispanic, or they're a woman, or they're a man that wants to be a woman that's doing these things. So we don't know
where the limit is.
Okay. Yeah. What's the limit? How long are we going to do this before we start F them?
The limit is they actually start to take a stand when a Black person steals from the Girl Scouts, because that recently happened in I think it was Illinois or Michigan or whatever. This young thug literally took a bag full of $350 straight from the Girl Scout cookie selling stand and just ran off. And immediately the news media put that kid's face up there. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, so when it comes to stealing from the Girl Scouts, you will put their face up there for the world to see. But if one shoots up a Super Bowl parade, or if they beat on police officers, if they commit the most heinous crime of all against women, they will not have their, unless they're white, they will not have their skin color or their face put up there.
Girl Scouts has that these other people don't. Why are they more important? What do you think is the reason why that they choose to air it?
Well, they got to show that they have a little bit of a chivalry in them.
And the other irony, which is completely off the topic theoretically, but not really, is the idea when you have like a mountain lion or some animal gets killed, like a dog or a cat or whatever, and they're outraged that someone did this. They kicked the dog and then threw him off and threw him into a lake or whatever, and they're outraged and want justice. Yet you have abortion on demand up till 9 months, and no one bats an eye. It's completely upside down.
Did Ruben just say kick the dog?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
What? Kick the dog, kill the dog.
A midget in a lake once.
Don't kick my dog.
Oh, I did say that. Oh no, I said it again.
You did.
You're not kicking my dog.
I didn't mean to say it.
You kick my dog, I'm going to call the cops and have you put in jail.
One day, and I feel like we are right now, the volcano was like this, it's up to here. Okay. Mm-hmm. We're getting to the top of the volcano. I really believe that something big is going to happen, because people are tired of it. People are fed up. I mean, look what's happening right now with what is it truck drivers that aren't delivering in New York?
New York
State. Yep. Okay. So how long is it going to take before New York finally says, oh, we can't have this anymore?
But it won't be that way.
Truck drivers are going to say, well, I gotta have money. I gotta feed my family, and they're gonna get a good offer from somebody, and they're gonna deliver anyways.
There are 49 other states.
Robert Joy's evil twin freaking finds Trump $350 million, and well, these truckers who provide an economic stability for New York, they're going to be like, oh, okay, so if you are going to endanger somebody or if you're going to penalize people for literally a victimless crime, then we will show you just how exactly we feel about that.
It wasn't even a crime.
You are about to have a tanked economy. It's only going to take 1 month to do so.
But that's the whole point. That is why Hollywood is making the people in charge want Hollywood to fail, because then they'll get bailout money. Then they basically say, oh, it's so bad. That's why the Writers Guild and the actors are complaining and saying that they want government assistance. And California was already doing it, giving them rent assistance and all that other crap. And then that's why they caused the pandemic, so that you can have the problems out there. You already have a good majority of people. I don't know how much the percentage was. 66% of people that did get the jab. I don't know what the number was. It's pretty high, but in my opinion, it's 60% of people in America are more idiots. But that's what I'm saying. Everything is being done so that if there is a problem, like a hurricane, a natural disaster, or even somebody does a mass shooting or whatever, they want people to stand up and say, "Come and help us." They want the phrase then to say, "I'm here from the government. I'm here to help." To be true, and then they say they've lost all fact. And on top of that, another segue. Did you see that the Red Cross is now screening and desiring non-vaccinated blood?
Yeah.
Because I'm going, okay, great. That's why I get calls all the time, because I have very good blood.
Yeah, me too. And I'm unvaccinated.
Yeah, and I'm very
more positive, so I can help a lot of people. I used to donate all the time.
Really?
And I donated platelets because I have a very good platelet count.
How's your cholesterol?
I was really good. I got low cholesterol. I'm really healthy, except my allergies. That's the only thing wrong with me. So
my cholesterol is like 140.
They called me all the time. I've got over 3 gallons pins, so that I have on a little toy I have over there that's from the Red Cross. I used to do it all the time, and until the whole pandemic, or whatever you want to call it, happened, I just stopped going because I wasn't going to wear a mask, and any of that stuff, and the fact that I'm afraid of them stabbing me with anything, I don't know if those needles are if they're trying to give it to me or what they're trying to do. I just don't trust anyone anymore. So I probably will. I don't know if I'll ever donate blood. I would donate for someone in my family, or one of my friends. I would donate blood for them, but I don't think I could go to the Red Cross now. I mean, they're part of the problem.
Right.
I can't donate.
It's ironic too. Your avatar orange hat is basically that line. What is it? What did he say? Yeah. If one guy, if
I go on, I can do it. If I go on the news and say that a gangbanger is going to get shot, or a truck full of soldiers will be blown up, nobody panics because it's all part of the plan. But if I say that one little old mayor will die, well, then everyone loses their minds.
Exactly. That's what's happening. And it's all part of the plan. It's all manufactured. Hollywood's doing it. The news is doing it. Education is doing it. Governments are doing it. And you got the news readers doing it. News readers, not reporters anymore. They're news readers. And they get their script. And you see that whole that montage of people say the same thing over again. Taylor Swift is on a psyop. Taylor Swift is on a psyop. Taylor Swift is on a psyop. We're bringing this to you right now, and it's because again, it's all the lie. It's like only a few media groups are doing this. Even if they have NBC, ABC, CBS. Yes, exactly. All that bullshit.
More democracy.
Exactly. Yeah, over and over again. Wrote. This is crazy. And then
I've got this other thing that I would like us to talk about that I saw it and I thought it was very interesting. And it's some more information of shit. And it's a true patriot that's trying to share it with the rest of us. So I don't know if any of you guys have seen this or not.
We put these Russians up to it. You see what they were doing? The Clinton, Obama, Brennan team were pushing people, Russians and Russian-connected people, to reach out to the Trump people so the CIA could use foreign intelligence to spy on the Trump people and go, look, they contacted Russia. This was all bullshit. Mm-hmm. Now, those 26 names. Guy, can you pop up my list? Wait, before you do it. Folks, I've never shown you this before. And I debated showing it to you now. My list is more than 26 names. I'm obviously not going to tell you who I got this from, but the list of people to bump and target with, Russian interaction and spying. Put it on the screen. I've never shown you this before. This is from my source. Ted Cruz, Donald Trump, Ben Carson. Some of the names are not spelled right. It's for a reason I can't describe. I'll maybe go into it a different time. Don Trump Jr., Eric, Ivanka, Lara Trump, Melania, Jared Kushner, Jason Miller, Bossi, Sam Clovis, Paul Manafort, Jason Johnson, Carter Page, Papadopoulos, Alice Stewart, Victoria Coates, Christopher Bourne, Jason Osborne, Chris Christie, Don McGahn, Michael Cohen, Michael Flynn, Alexander Jones, Jeff Sessions, Rudy Giuliani, Roger Stone. That's the list I was given of people they were targeted. That's obviously more than 26. Maybe their source has a different list. They may be some of the same people.
No, it's true. It's again, Obama started this in 2016 when they spied on Trump's campaign, and they started this concerted effort to do this. And then when Trump got in, immediately is Ukraine. Started the impeachment because they don't want him. They want him distracted. And then 2019, their plan laid out for the pandemic. Because if you remember, at the end of 2019, you had all these CEOs resign. You had a lot of stock market hullabaloo going on. Then they released their bioweapon, and then they convinced the whole world it's all that. And just a few months ago, or it was last year, they have proof. Oh yeah, the two big things that would have been national news that no one said anything. The CIA had a hand in killing JFK, and the fact that the government is hiding UFOs. And those, nothing. No one cares.
Because so much other stuff was going on at the exact same time.
Exactly.
That nobody, only few people here, and the ones who were talking about it, they're conspiracy theorists.
Right.
See? It all works.
But that's
everything that the CIA and all of them, the government has planned all along, worked because people were distracted by that or that. Okay. So only the few of us that were willing to actually open our eyes and our ears and listen to what was being said and saying, what the fuck is going on? Why isn't anybody getting upset over this shit? And we're not.
Because the whole world is fallen under the lie. This whole big thing started a long time ago, thousands of years ago. But their plan started at the beginning of the last century with the creation of the central bank. 1913, they sank the Titanic. It was sank. They sank it because a lot of people, everyone that was on there, the big people that were on there, were against central bank, and it led everything. It let right after that was World War I, which is another manufactured war, and then the League of Nations, and it collapsed. And then they did the same thing with all the wars leading up to World War II, all the conflicts leading up to World War II. And after that, but then again, the big push was the technology, two-sided, the atomic age, and the nuclear age, basically atomic energy, and when they cracked the DNA code. So then from there, that led to technology, which led to big tech, big Hollywood, big everything, where they can collect data, and that's where the governments started getting through. You have Pfizer, you have Apple, Amazon, you had Facebook, you have Meta, all these different things doing it. So it's all part of the plan to collect data. You're a data point to them, and they want to control everything. And they started feeding you, and it started in the 50s with the television set. And all of the programming is out there to do these things. For have kids after the war, come home, have kids. And then and then start to buy stuff. You have pictures of people in swimsuits and doing workouts. We showed it before, and they're all fit. Now they're all fat because they basically said, "Oh, Fat's bad for you. Fat free. Let's put chemicals in here. Let's change everything. Let's make it done that. You've seen movies. The Founder, they talked about how they had the shakes were really good. And they started adding chemicals, additives to everything. That's what they're doing. It's like it's really is the plot line of Batman 89, where the Joker says it's not just poisoning you with one thing, a combination of different things will poison you. And they know this. They know what you buy, and they know what gets you sick, and they pump more shit to it. The article that just came out of the news that Cheerios, 80% of people have this chemical that leads to infertility because that's what they want. They don't want people.
Yeah,
And,
I mean, you got the what was our own government telling people that the doctors not to prescribe 2 drugs that is proven to help save people's lives from COVID, right?
yes.
But then they say it's okay for you to eat all the aspartame you want on a daily basis, knowing
cancer
that you're going to get cancer and die from it. But see, that's what I'm saying. It's up to us as grown-up people when we're raising our kids to say, I'm not going to feed my kid aspartame when I can give them this drink over here with real sugar cane in it, right? Exactly. Or grow my own food and stuff and feed my kids the most healthy food I can. The thing is that we've got a messed up government that doesn't give a shit unless they're making money off of it. You know, if the pharmaceutical company, just like I said, it's what's his name again? The Senator Dick Durbin keeps trying to push the same thing about the vitamins. Like I said, the something Vitamin Act or whatever it's called. It keeps getting tabled. But the thing is, he and others like him want to stop you and I from being able to go to the health food store and buy vitamins because they want you to have to get a prescription. Why is that? Is it because, they get kickbacks from all these companies that make the jab and other things that they have to inject or pop pills or whatever prescriptions? That's what they want. They want all of us to have to go through the government for everything. Our food, our vitamins, everything, every aspect of our lives, they want to control it. So the only way they can do that is by changing everything about our laws. And we're just sitting back or whatever. I don't know what the reason is.
Well,
we're too busy or what?
Well, because again, like I said, when the central bank was created, and then at that same time, 1910, 1913, 1920, the Industrial Revolution began. And that's when they basically introduced the idea, and you have Kellogg and Ford doing this with DuPont and all this other stuff, where they introduced the school systems, where you higher places of learning, institutions of learning, institutions of criminal, like for jails, colleges, asylums. They're all institutions, and that's what they did. So they made it the fact that you needed you had to go to school. And then you had to work 40 hours a week. And then then in the 50s, 60s, then it happened. Oh, no longer can you have a mother at home and a father doing the work. You both need to work. So then you basically, let's have the TV become the parent. And then forcing the sitting there with the kids. A cartoon? Let's sell toys. Let's do this. Let's do that. You need more money now. You need to do work 2 jobs. You need to do this. You need to do that. Now you need the latest, and you need to keep up the Joneses. Got to keep doing this. It's more and more and more. Consumers, computer, buy, do this. Black Friday, killing yourselves for a freaking toaster or whatever. It's insane. And that's what they're doing. They're distracting everybody. And then they show you the shows, the Oscars, the Vogue and Met Gala, which is now a joke, completing with weirdos. And you see people with crosses upside down and the Super Bowl and all crap. It's just feeding that stuff. You ask somebody 20 years ago, who are your heroes? What do you want to do with your life? And today it's different. I asked somebody, who's your hero? Say Taylor Swift or some other influencer. And they want to be influencers too. They want to sell stuff. They want to make money.
That's why TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and all of them are famous. And now we have OnlyFans. Okay.
Yeah.
I've talked to a bunch of young college girls and they go, well, if I wasn't for my OnlyFans, I wouldn't be able to make ends meet. And I'm like, what do you mean? They go, well, I do private phone calls and videos and stuff like that for people that pay me money. Okay. So basically, that's what one day that's what's all we're gonna be doing is that we're all gonna be selling ourselves or whatever we have, pieces of ourselves to be able to make ends meet.
Brave New World, 1984, all over. It's crazy. And we're living
teaching
it
our children that, okay, well, mom and dad will get me a boob job and get me my butt, implants or whatever, my lips done. And now I look like I'm 22 when I'm 14. So now I can be an influencer, so I can make money. I know how to twerk and I know how to jump around. Okay. And then the boys, the same thing. They're pushed towards sports. If you can play basketball or hockey, or you can play football, guess what? You don't have to you don't have to be able to write cursive. You don't have to be able to read the Bill of Rights. All you got to do is be able to play football. Okay. That's what we're teaching our kids. Instead of saying, well, you want to play football, you have to make an A on this test. You see, as a parent.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
As parents, we can stop all this chaos if we step up to the plate and say, I'm taking away your phone. I'm taking away your car keys. I'm taking away this and that until you show me you've earned it.
But they don't want that. Then you're a bad parent. Then they don't do it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, there's some people who don't care about whether people think they're bad parents. My brother and his girlfriend,
like me,
and their kids, one of the older ones is into sports, and she told him, you continue to drag in school, you're gonna lose sports, and you also might lose or he also likes his hair long, so she's like, you continue to drag in your subjects, you're going to get your hair cut. She cut his hair. She didn't care.
But the thing is, there is a middle ground. See, that's what people don't realize. You can have a little of all of it if you do it right and you work together for a goal. I mean, if your child does really well in school and they keep their grades up and stuff, then you can reward them with taking them to a concert or having a party, a weekend party with music and whatever else for the kid. But if the parent doesn't try to help their kid and they let the schools do all the work, who's going to have control of your kid? It's not going to be you. You see, that's what I'm trying to say. Be a parent. Show them that they can be smart and learn things and to help others because they're smart enough to understand this book or what was in this or how to do a certain project and help their friends, but also show them that mom and dad care enough that make sure that you can be able to take care of yourself when we're no longer allowed, we're not here. I'm gone. Now it's you taking care of yourself on your own. And I wanted you to be successful. So I loved you enough to help you get there. You could do it. I mean, my parents did it. I had to have a job every summer just so I could buy this certain clothes that I wanted to have, to buy my senior ring, to buy my annual. I had to do all these things because my parents said that if you want these things, you have to earn them. Right. Okay. And I think I turned out halfway decent. I think I'm a good person. I care about animals. I care about people. I care about not breaking the law and being a good American. But I look around and I see people that don't give a shit about anyone. They'll step over an old person that fell on the ground simply because they don't give a shit. Right. And we made those people, not me and you specifically, but the parents that don't give a shit. The parents are just depressed. They hate their lives and they say, fuck it. I don't give a shit if my kid gets anything. Who cares? It's this bad attitude is why the government has been able to take over so much of our lives, is because people become, who cares? Doesn't affect me. Right. That attitude.
Apathy is at an all-time high now because again, it plays to one thing. If you have like Trump is being railroaded, and people say, well, if they're doing it to him, I don't want to get involved. I want to do this. You have the cops in New York that got beat up, and then the migrants just ran off. It's insane. There no one when the government is not caring, and people that were elected are not caring, or basically just railroading Americans, then they get apathy, and then they just stop caring.
Yeah, and then you have people going, the cops, they don't, no one wants to be a cop. Nobody wants to join the military, blah, 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 because they don't care about anybody. They're selfish. And I'm like, they don't want to be a cop because they have a government, a mayor and other people, and the governor, they don't give a shit if they get shot. They don't want to pay them any money. When you're being a cop in the state of in Hawaii, okay, they get paid below the poverty line. Okay, a cop gets paid less than another job where they can't even afford to have a house and take care of their family. It's not enough money. So why would anyone graduate from high school and want to be a cop when they can't even feed their family with the money? They could be a garbage man or deliver Coca-Cola to grocery stores and make more money than a cop. So I don't know what's happened, but since I was a kid until today, it's totally back assward. Everything's backward from what I thought it was supposed to be like. And I guess I'm part of the problem, because my lifetime, I didn't do something right to cause this to happen in my future. And I don't understand what it is, because I thought I was doing everything properly, but somebody was not doing something. Because I don't see how we ended up here. I really don't. I'm flabbergasted over it. I really can't understand it. Why people don't care about anything. They don't. They want a nice house. They want to be able to go out to eat. They want to have nice clothes, stuff, but they don't want to work. They think everyone around them owes them something.
It's because they're lazy.
Yeah, but why? What happened to change all these people to think that everyone owes them something? Unless
narcissism.
It was parents spoiling their kids, and then the government saying, yeah, don't do this, don't do that, we'll take care of you.
Right. Yep. That's
I don't know. I don't know.
I saw that. I saw that in Katrina time for it, because again, you had Katrina, and you had like the Moore tornado that happened in Moore. If you remember that, the big one that hit in Katrina, it was basically a blue city. And you had people basically complaining, why is the government helping us? And they just sit there, and they were just sitting there and drowning, and then just dying, and then they blame Bush. And then you had more, where you had people say, okay, you do this, you do that. They got and do things. They did it on their own. So, and then another example, that a recent one, was East Palestine, what happened in Ohio, where basically the government decided, well, let's just burn it. And they didn't give a shit. And then the news media said, well, they took care of it. And no, then you had media going in there, independent media going in there. They're poisoning this, doing this. And then no one talked about it, and no one cared, because they're all distracted by bullshit. Mm-hmm. It's insane.
Yeah, that's another thing that when you said that, the distraction made me think of this other thing that I thought was interesting. So let me see if this is it. Yeah, I want to look at this first. Did you guys see this whole thing about the mysterious?
Another one.
Oh, yeah, we had a balloon that was just floating around, and then our military began tracking it, and then they took it down. They took it down. But I found a picture that was released showing this. Hold on, I gotta. I'm not very good at this. I'm still trying to figure out how to show you guys things.
Welcome to the shit show.
But let's see, which one is it again?
Present.
Is it? No, I did that already. I'm trying to find which one on this list is the one I wanted to click on. Oh, here it is. And this is the balloon they found. They shot.
That's funny.
I thought it was funny.
God.
Run.
Totally not for spying.
No, totally not for spying.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. Sorry.
Janet, did you see the meme I'm sharing right now?
No, not yet. I'm going to add it. Okay.
Okay.
Get ready. Yeah. It's
I don't know
terrible,
if you-
isn't it?
I don't know if you saw this.
No, I hadn't seen it before.
The Acorn. Did you hear about the cop that was at the domestic disturbance or whatever? And there's an Acorn that falls on his squad car where there's a guy inside handcuffed. And the cop thinks the Acorn hitting the car is a suppressed round of fire. And so he starts panicking and he pulls his gun out thinking he's getting shot at, shoots the car. None of the bullets hit the guy detained. None.
Jesus.
And then his partner shoots at the car. And no bullets hit the detainee. The guy's in there like literally God stop the bullets. And afterwards, the main cop who started firing first, he resigned. This all happened within the last 6 days or 5 days.
Do you have anything, to show us about that? Do they have any video or, from their whatever cameras?
You didn't see this?
I never even heard about it. Until you showed me the meme.
Okay, hold on. Let me find.
No, I haven't heard about it. Has anybody in the chat heard about this?
Oh
The
my God,
Acorn shooting? Whatever. No, I haven't heard about it.
Bing, what is wrong with you, man?
Oh wow, this happened 9 days ago. Okay.
Never heard of it.
Damn it. Go back. Let me get this.
Okay. No, have you guys heard about it? Ruben, have you seen it? I haven't heard of it
Oh
either.
my God, this is the biggest thing in the vet community.
Okay, here we go.
I can't see anything.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Because you're getting patted down.
What?
Do you have any weapons on you?
No, I don't have no weapons
Okay.
on me. I'm hit!
He said I'm hit?
Yeah.
How did he get hit?
No idea. It wasn't them, he said.
Shot through the car. Oh!
Was it a bullet
Wait.
bouncing off his vehicle that hit him?
Nope. An acorn.
Hit him?
Acorn fell from the tree
Shots fired!
and hit
Shots fired!
the actual. The acorn hits the SUV right here.
Yeah, but he says he got hit. So was it a bullet that bounced off the vehicle back to him that made him think he was shot?
The acorn bounced off. The acorn bounced
Because
off.
you're getting patted down.
What?
Do you have any weapons
Both
on you?
of
No, I don't have no weapons
Okay.
on me.
Both of them start firing at the squad car. And so afterwards, he's resigned. And he mistook the noise of a falling acorn for a muffled or suppressed round out of a firearm, which is fucking just amazing. Here, let me see. I can't believe you guys haven't heard about this yet.
Definitely, it was a guy
I don't
that
watch
hadn't
Bing.
had any action before, so he didn't realize that what it would really be like. So should I close that?
Yeah, I'm sharing it again.
Okay.
Yeah, he gets.
He said he was hit.
Yeah.
So did he get hit by a bullet ricocheting, or was it one of the shells coming out of the back of his gun that hit him, and he thought he got hit by a bullet?
Psst, Janet, it was his imagination.
Maybe.
It's,
I don't know.
His fucking leg collapses because he hears the acorn hit the top of the SUV, and then him and his partner start shooting at the fucking squad vehicle, and they miss all the shots on the detainee. That was what's crazy.
Well, thank goodness he didn't die or get full of holes because somebody didn't know what he was doing. He was petrified. He's scared to death. Is what it sounded like.
What a moron.
That's terrible. I'm glad he was all right, though. I'm glad he didn't get,
Was this in Laredo?
No, Florida.
I'm playing. No, I'm not playing. Just kidding.
That's really, really sad.
It's bad.
Okay, there was one other thing I wanted to bring up and see if you guys had found out about it. Yes, it's about Nancy Pelosi's son and a few others, but
We'd love to hear this.
yeah, this one, I think this is it. Yeah, have you guys seen this? It's Nancy Pelosi's son, Paul Jr., was paid thousands by same firm that paid the Clintons millions. It says not only did Paul Pelosi Jr. get paid thousands for a no-show job, which he wasn't qualified in, an effort to buy influence with his politician parent. The same company that paid him is connected with the Clintons as well. So this is basically, he traveled to Ukraine in 2017, right?
They're all in Ukraine. Jesus Christ.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. This is another person, because you got Hunter Biden and you have what was his name again?
John Kerry.
Yeah, John Kerry. His son was
Romney.
Yeah, Romney's son. There was a whole bunch of them. More and more of them are coming out. They're finding proof that these people were getting paychecks while they're not even there. They don't live in Ukraine, but they're getting paid from Ukraine for their job, whatever it is, online or something. Hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's all from the money that we're sending over in boatloads of shit, and it's going
Big
right
money
back
laundering.
to these people.
Money laundering. That's all it
And
is.
see, more and more of this evidence is coming out, but still nothing is happening.
Correct.
You see, that's what I was saying. How long and how much evidence do we have to have before anybody does anything? That's what I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. I'm telling you, if this was the Reagans doing any of this, or the Trumps, or anyone else, they would all be in prison already.
Is Janet saying that there's a two-party?
Two-tiered.
Yeah, but the thing is, where is the people that we voted to put in Congress, in the Senate? Why aren't they doing something? Why aren't they saying, hey, besides one, I've only seen one person, which is Rand Paul. He's the only one. I've seen video after video of him bitching and moaning about all this money we're wasting.
Well, they're all part of it too. They're all part of it. You got Lindsey Graham is a secretly homosexual. You go to Obama
I don't
doing
care
this.
what her sexual orientation is.
No, but the thing is, they have something on these people. They blackmail them. They're blackmailing people in Congress and Senate.
Okay.
They do it through drugs, through sex, through all these things. All the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They try doing it. All this. That's what they do. And then they basically I know they have Judge Roberts. So they have him. They got all these people, and they basically are going to be. It's all about the one narrative. It's uniparty. It's all about war. That's what they say. They say it's like that's wag the dog domestically, internationally. What they're doing. We need more funds in Ukraine. We need to support Israel amidst the Hamas. We got to do the Houthis. We got to do this.
We're trillions of dollars in debt, okay? And they want us to be in all these wars. They want all this money to be money laundered stuff. How long do they think that American people can work and lose their jobs? Because millions of people have lost their jobs. And now we're starting to see more and more firings, more and more companies that are closing their businesses because the economy is so shitty, because we have such a shitty government, okay, that doesn't know how to run it. We can't drill. We can't grow our own food. I just don't see how any of these people can think that in the long run, they're going to keep making the cheddar. Where do they think the cheddar is going to come from when none of us have jobs anymore? See, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't add up. It's impossible. Even the dumbass kid that has a piggy bank knows that if you don't keep putting money in the piggy bank, you don't make money. And if you break the piggy bank and take the money out and go spend it, the piggy bank's empty. So where's the money that's going to fill this piggy bank back up coming from?
Yeah, but the thing is
Nobody
that,
has money.
but the thing is that money's not even real. This
Yeah, but
every
people still believe that there's money. Okay, even or they wouldn't even be printing it if they didn't need it, right? So if they don't need it and it's not real, then why go through all this farce? Somebody's got to be accountable sooner or later. There's more coming in than's going out. See, that's what I mean. If we ran our houses the way that our government is running our country, we would all be bankrupt and have no home. The banks would have repossessed everything. So I don't understand how who thinks that we can keep doing this and we're never going to run out of money. I just don't see how that makes.
It's all building up. It's all building up. A financial crisis is going to happen. They're going to basically, then a war crisis is going to happen. Those two things have to happen next. That is a distraction.
It just doesn't make any. It just I am almost without words now.
And people are just, like I said, half the people out there, well, not even half people will vote for it for continue to keep the way things are. Half will continue to vote for that, but the vast majority are asleep. I would say 95% of people are still asleep because again, they just basically say, "Well, I don't want to get involved. I'm just going to do my work and all that stuff." If they lose their job, I have an employment. I'll still keep it. They just think the system's still there.
And I'm still talking to a few people on X, and I'm like, so, they're like, I'm like, what are you thinking about what's going on? Well, it's not that bad. Gas is a little expensive, and it's a little more, groceries are a little more expensive, and that's it. They don't see anything else that's going on. All the trillions of dollars that's going out to Ukraine and to Israel.
They don't even know where Ukraine is. That's the whole thing.
It doesn't affect them. See,
and they're idiots.
Their life hasn't changed enough.
They don't know where Ukraine is. They don't know. They don't even know they don't even know the branches of government. They don't know who the representative is. They don't know who the vice president is. They don't know anything.
They don't care.
They don't know.
They don't care. Until it reaches into their pocket, in their purse, or their bank account, or their house. To them, it doesn't matter. See, that's what I don't understand. How can you not notice what's going on in your cities or your state, that you're having trouble with money? Your schools are messed up. I just don't understand.
Because people are distracted by television, by TikTok, by this, by that, by drugs, by alcohol, by just their own problems. It's just insane.
What are you talking about? There's money in there. We can just keep the printers going. That's how it's set up. You just turn it on. Money printer goes.
Yeah, but it just I just don't understand it. These people are supposed to be college graduates, lawyers and doctors, and all these people that are now senators and congressmen and mayors and governors.
But they want to keep the war machine going. They want to keep the complex going.
Yeah, but how does it keep going when there's no money at all left? Because nobody has jobs, nobody has anything. So if everybody's poor and we have nothing, then how do we keep paying them? That's what I don't understand.
They can continue to print at will because again, people are buying bonds. China's buying the bonds. Europe's going to buy the bonds. The International Monetary Fund.
What happens when China says we can't get any more money? Okay, they're not getting any more money, and they demand, okay, I want money. It's just like a bank comes.
Then they go to Africa. Then they go to Africa, or that's what they're doing now.
We owe them money. They're not going to come to America and say we want Alaska or we want Texas because you owe us this much money.
That's why I'm saying that's why they'll just go to war. They'll just cause a problem. They'll cause a problem.
That's the only ending I see.
That's why this spy balloon happened. The spy balloon could possibly be the United States doing it to ourselves.
I think it is. I think it has a
Yeah,
lot to do with
that's
our
what's
own
and
government
yeah,
doing
that's
it.
CIA. It's a CIA. Again, they're just distracting to make China look bad. They're distracting to make Russia look bad. We're creating these villains, even the Islamists. They're trying to do the Hamas. The CIA funded Hamas to do this. They did this. It's
Yeah, I
all
believe that.
part of the plan, so that we can continue to support and rally you around, and then to be we have to sacrifice for America. We have to cut back. What they did in World War II, the whole rationing thing, it's all bullshit.
Uh-oh. I don't know what this is, but it looks scary.
Ready?
Yep.
Money, please.
Oh no, there's no money.
I love this. This is
Okay.
fucking Ukraine.
Money, please.
Oh no, there's no.
You've never seen this?
Uh-uh.
Okay, it's Parks and Recreation.
Okay.
But like it's
Money, please.
Oh
There's
no,
Zelensky.
there's no money.
oh no. There's no money. That's every U.S. taxpayer right there.
Terrible. I don't know what we're gonna do.
I'm so glad I don't watch television. No, I never watch one of that episode. There's a lot of television I never watch because I'm not an idiot.
Yeah, I've never seen that show before.
I've never seen The Sopranos.
I've hardly watched television ever.
Never seen The Breaking Bad. Never seen.
I've seen some Breaking Bad. I've seen some here and
Never
there.
seen Walking Dead or what else?
I've seen some.
Don't watch football. Don't watch sports. Don't watch the news. Just stop.
Growing up, I watched the Olympics with my mom.
Yeah, I stopped watching that shit too.
And my mom loved baseball. And I didn't like watching it because my mom was cussing all the time in the living room while she watched baseball. My dad never really watched sports. He would go squirrel hunting, fishing, and things like that. And that's what I like to do.
How can you not watch the NFL? It's by Pfizer.
Oh God!
Pfizer brings us the NFL.
No, I don't watch football. Football's for faggot. I'm just with football. I don't even. My father watched football. I don't even watch baseball. I don't watch any sports. Sports is for idiots.
My mom loved baseball. She absolutely.
Yeah, but I could say baseball's. Sorry, sports is like porn. I don't want to watch it. I want to do it. I want to play sports. I want to be doing the fun stuff.
Yeah, and lots of and that's the thing is when I was growing up, everybody was in sports. They played soccer, or they played baseball, softball, basketball, outdoor sports all the time. Hunting, camping. See, I rode horses. I rode in trail rides, and I rode barrel racing and rodeos and stuff like that. That's what I did on the weekend.
Yeah.
Once I was a teenager, that's what I thought was fun. I enjoyed it because I had my own horse, so I got to do that kind of stuff. But the thing is that it just doesn't seem like I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the same country. It's like I don't know where I live. I don't know where we are. What happened?
Funny. Yeah, the last time I talked to anybody in a regular basis outside of all of you here was like 2018. And then the beginning of 2019 is when my wife passed away. And then I had to take care of that, had to go get her body and bring it back. And then March, I celebrated my birthday just by myself. And then that was 2019. And then basically I was 9 months of just, sitting there waiting for just like figuring things out. And then I basically said, you know what? 2020 will be my year. Let's just do something different. And then it's all it's funny. I got a job beginning of March of 2020, March 9th. And then on March 13th, the lockdown started. I went, shit, here we go again. And then that was the time also when I lost my friend. When my best friend left, is gone also. And then I found somebody temporarily. And then I thought I was at least be good there until she left too, and then spent 2021 just on my own, and 2022 on my own. Got sicker and sicker and sicker, and all that stuff was crazy. But then I'm glad that 2023 was a year of healing.
Why this popped in the chat, but I'm gonna show it to you.
I don't want to do porn. Oh God!
glamorous stuff. I'll stick to normal sex. My pasty ass isn't that photogenic anyhow.
That's funny.
I don't know why I put that in there, but it's funny. Yeah. You know, my birthday last year, I wanted to go to Vegas, but I didn't. I didn't do anything for my birthday. And the year before that, I pretty much.
When's your birthday?
I'm not going to tell anybody.
Damn.
I'm not going to tell anybody when my birthday is. But the thing is, it's in the summer. I can tell you that.
Okay. Summertime.
But in this summer, I don't have anything planned for my birthday either. Maybe I'll go fishing or something by myself. You know, just to enjoy that I'm still alive, I guess. But the thing is that I just worried about our future. You know, I honestly still don't believe that we'll have an election this year. I will be so happy if we do.
Right.
And I know that people are going to cheat still, but I don't believe we're going to. I really don't. I just don't think this government's going to let us. I'm getting very, very close to believing that it's all going to be slipping away. I mean, I really do.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, stop using Microsoft, please. Stop using Apple. God, what are you doing? People doing? God, you're just going. Anyway,
yeah, outage, we just had that huge outage, and that's one thing I was talking about earlier this morning was after this, it didn't really affect my phone at all, any of this stuff, because I don't really have cell service. I have to use the internet when I'm where I'm at home, basically. Right. For my phone, I have internet calling and stuff because there's no service. It's, you know, I live in Hillbillyville, so it just doesn't exist. I drive down the road and I have it and I don't. I have it and I don't. It sucks, and it doesn't matter what service I have because there just isn't any. You know what I mean? But people were talking about the effects of it, and then they started saying stuff about being hacked, or it could have been a solar flare and all this stuff. But then I noticed this morning that half my pictures that you know when you click on a picture on your phone, you get it from the cloud. Sometimes it comes down from the cloud. Well, everything, over half my pictures I don't have on my phone anymore. It's just a little cloud picture there, saying it's up in the cloud. But when I click on it, nothing's happening. So I still don't have half my pictures from that were on my phone. So you know, it's I don't believe it, huh?
Cricket or AT&T? Do you use either of those?
Yes.
Okay. Well, they haven't found the extent of how bad the hack was, and I'm calling
it was a hack. So it was a hack. It wasn't a flare.
I'm calling it a hack because if it was a solar flare, there would have been a guy in Australia or New Zealand or in England somewhere that would have said, hey, I was just outside at the telescope and I was examining the Little Dipper, and all of a sudden I got fucking blinded because of a solar fucking flare. You know, we would have heard this because there's people that they are recreational sky watchers, but they are dedicated and they will watch the sky if it's clear out. And if we had a solar flare, they would have been the ones to have actually seen it, or they would have had the equipment to detect it.
They did detected 3.
There was. I've not even heard of the solar flares.
I heard there were 3. They I saw the reports. There were 3.
Yeah, I heard someone say there was a solar flare.
There were three of them.
I haven't heard any of that.
But how does the solar flare only affect a couple of my a third or whatever of my photos, and not all?
I was under the impression that the solar flare would knock out satellites. It would take out it would take out.
We're very specific on which pictures was taken. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what's weird about it. And if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't even have thought twice about anything that anyone said. But it's the fact that I can go down and go deep, down a list, and it's in order for time, right? So I've got some pictures from really a long time ago and some that are recent. But it's like someone just went through and picked certain pictures that they wanted, and those are the ones I can't get. See, that doesn't make sense. If it was a solar flare.
If it's a solar flare, we would have had people in the scientific community saying, hey, this is big. and they would have got it to the fucking front page of the news. Instead, I'm hearing about it from a guy on the internet right now. No offense to Ruben or Janet. However, I'm thinking it's a hack because all last week and the week before, we've been hearing about, oh, it looks like China has found out a way how to hack our utilities. Oh, it looks like Russia has found a way how to hack.
Yeah, but it was actually
So,
US
what
government.
a perfect thing to do is to have 3 solar flares, and then they say, well, the solar flares are coming. Let's do the hack right then when the solar flares are supposed to come out. You see what I mean? That's what I'm suggesting.
Like I said, the solar flares are natural, and it's the cycles of the sun goes through. So there were 3 events that
And
happened.
we know when they're going to happen.
Two large events and 1 massive event. The third was the most massive, and that caused a lot of problems. But it didn't cause any hack going on. There was no hack going on. The media is going to tell you that it was China that did it, and it wasn't. It was the U.S. government doing it, or some idiot. And or them. It's just the same old bullshit again. But nothing happened. But the U.S. again, at best, it was AT&T's incompetence that caused the issue of a server not doing what it should be doing, because it was it was limited. It was limited, and it can't. Again, if T-Mobile is unaffected, if Verizon is unaffected, if AT&T only affected, it's AT&T's problem. They did something that they shouldn't have done. It's on them. But if they basically say a hack happened, then AT&T systems are compromised, which they already are. Because again, anything that's going on for Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, all of those 3 are being tracked. Every press you do, everything you do is being tracked. You should get off of these types of systems now. Do not use them. Do not use Apple products. Do not use Microsoft products. Do not use Android. Sorry, Google. You have to get off these things. But again, we're tied to it now. We're slaves to these things, and it's very, very sad. I'm not. I'm running Linux, so I got rid of this thing. I knew this could happen right away, so I'm just done with all this shit. It's just stupid.
Yeah, I know you've been talking about building your own phone and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I know. But I just think that somebody, I don't know who it was, used the fact that we were going to have this solar flare incident to be able to hack people's stuff. I don't know why they did it, but that's what I think. Because to me, if it was just a big blob, like a whole big batch all together disappeared, then it would make sense to me that maybe it was a solar flare, that it just took out a certain area, here or at another area over there, not randomly. You see what I mean? To me, that's what's weird about it, because they're all set by dates. So I don't know. It's just bizarre to me that I think that something more happened than what just a solar flare causing a satellite to be messed up, because it's just too selective in the way that it happened to me. At least that's how I'm seeing it. Now, I may be wrong, but I'm not, I'm not a computer genius or anything like that for sure. So I'm just a person.
Yeah. Those speculative laptops got it right. Because again, he's my man. He's my buddy. And that's the truth, because Linux does not spy on you, and you it's basically you have your own computer, an operating system on there. It's fully audible, and you do that. I had, and again, the 2 laptops I have, they are American made.
Yes, see here.
What? So am I missing up a bad at Linux? Yes, it is. Yes, Linux is very safe. Linux is the safest thing you can do. Yeah. Yeah, this one's running Pop OS. I'm running Pop OS on this one, and then the other one I have, it's running Cubes OS, which is a high. That's a Cubes OS is the most paranoid operating system you can have. It's, if anybody out there knows what it is, so it's very, very secure. And I use that one also. I'm going to start doing a lot of stuff for security. All that. Because again, just like when we had the problems with Google AI, I want to start writing algorithms that show the truth, what's going on here. Because again, a lot of those things are proprietary, and they hide them, they lock them down. So it's really, really bad. And they're doing it right now. Like I said, with the whole idea, AT&T systems get compromised, and they let them happen. And again, we're letting our systems get compromised, and we're getting to the point where we're dependent on it. It used to be like, must see TV. Now it's must have this app. You have to have this app. Like if you go to a restaurant now, they basically say, here, scan this code for to see the menu. Well, I don't want to scan it. Give me a paper menu. I don't want to pay with my phone. I want to give you cash.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to be a slave to this technology. And it's kind of funny, me being a technologist, don't want to be a slave to it because, again, it's being used improperly.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook collects data, Instagram collects data, you know, and then before Elon took over, Twitter was doing things, TikTok is Chinese, you know, Yahweh is doing things with China. It's really bad, insidious. Every computer you buy now is made in China, doesn't have good parts in there, has spyware on there. Windows is full of spyware. You buy a computer and it comes with it comes with an operating system, and it's fully with telemetry, spying everything you click. Do this if you run Google and all that stuff. You know, don't do these things. Just stop doing it. And you're going, well, what am I going to do? Don't be a slave to technology. Don't give it. Don't. You're a data point to them. That's all you are. It's a very sad story we're dealing with nowadays.
Well, I don't have much of a life, so I don't really care. Honestly, I can play a few games of cards, or I can look at cat videos or whatever. If they think that's interesting and they want to spy on me for it, then more power to them. Must be exciting.
But again, the other thing too is if you have Alexa, if you have a Ring,
I do have a Ring doorbell.
Then that spies on you too.
I know. And guess what? I can ask it and it can show me my front door so I can see who's at it before I go, whether I need to take my kid with me or not.
Yeah, that's why I don't. That's
how I found that bear on my front porch.
Right.
Stuff
that's
like
why,
that. So.
Yeah, that's why I'm not when I have when we're not going to have a TV. I've already told Haya we're not having a television. We're having monitors, and we can put, if we have to watch something, we'll just put in a DVD or whatever. No technology, not even smartphones for the kids and all that stuff. No, not going to give them anything. We're going to read books. You're going to all totally off the grid. We're not doing this shit.
Well,
again,
good.
she agrees.
Out for you.
And she
well,
agrees.
that's good. Yes, she seems like that's what I'm saying. I think it's going to work out for you two because you guys both see things pretty much the same way.
Right.
And you both want the same things. And see, that's what I'm saying. There's somebody out there for everyone. Someone who complements each other, you know, the things that you're interested in. And you never run out of things to talk about because you can sit and talk all day long and never be bored. That's a good, that shows a good relationship when you can talk about and not get bored about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's
enjoy it. Well, that's good. But yeah, it's almost 11 p.m. and Bruce and I were going to be playing. Which one are we playing tomorrow?
The Alpha Test tomorrow.
Okay, so at what time? At 12:30.
12:30.
Okay, so Ruben, you want to tell everyone what your plans are for this next week?
For tomorrow night, I'm going to be joining the Front Porch Conservative. We're going to be doing analysis and commentary and doing the review of the South Carolina primary. That'll be on his channel, the Front Porch Conservative. I have launched a new channel called Alt-Right Fitness. I did my first videos yesterday and today, basically doing fitness in a way where I'm just going to be telling you what I'm doing. I did yoga today. I did leg lifts, laid down, put my feet up. I did my arms, my chest, and I've been to have my certain weights, how I've been doing them. And then I have my regular channel on YouTube where I stream here. I'm going to put what I do daily. Because again, I'm on the quest to be Mr. 199 in homage to Geeks and Gamers and to FNT. And again, I'm right now at 347. So I'm going to continue to lose weight. Because again, last year I was over 600 and it was over 650 before, but I'm going to continue the good fight. So find me on Rumble, YouTube, Instagram, and X at Rubery Haynes. Follow me there and we'll get it done.
Good. Yeah. I'm proud of you. You've done really well.
Yeah.
I worked out this morning and I'm up to 70 pounds now for my sit-ups, my back stretching, all that stuff, and then 60 pounds for my push. I don't know what they're called. I don't know what these different machines are called, but I'm upping up my. I wear 5-pound weights on my ankles and 2 pounds on my arms, and I go every other day. When I can, unless it's raining or whatever. And I have elliptical and stuff here, but it's not the same. I like going to the gym. It makes me feel like I follow my routine, like I'm doing better. When I'm at home, I feel like I don't push myself the same way as I do when I'm at the gym. But I'm thankful that I can do that, because one day when I'm no longer able to go because of a shutdown or whatever it's going to happen, I'm going to miss it. So I'm trying to enjoy it while I get a chance.
Janet, I think there's one more story I need to share.
Okay, we can share it.
This is a lover boy Nathan Wade got geotracked. Fannie Willis and lover Nathan Wade in danger from
Forgot about this one.
the Trump case after a fresh discovery. A cell phone data suggests they lied under oath. This was at 10:40 this morning. Things have only devolved since. All right, so they geotracked him. According to a breaking report by far left Atlanta Journal-Constitution, authorities geotracked Nathan Wade and found that he was at least 35 visits to Fannie's neighborhood before he was hired as the lead prosecutor in the lawfare RICO case against President Trump and 18 Trump associates. The information was included in the court submission filed on Friday. So her lead prosecutor testified in court they started a relationship after he was appointed to lead the Trump election interference case. But yet, there's 35 visits before he was hired as lead prosecutor. What would those 35 visits be for? So he goes to the Hateville neighborhood where
Plan their cruise.
Yeah. Before the district attorney hired them to lead Fulton County's election interference prosecution, according to cell phone data, including a court submission filed on Friday. So the attorneys for Donald Trump raised fresh good questions about the relationship between the two prosecutors, which former president and other defendants argue has tainted the case against them and should result in Willis and her office being disqualified. They relied on data collected from Wade's cell phone and cell phone tower transmissions to track his movements. So it contradicts his testimony last week in which he said he had visited her at the condo in Hateville no more than 10 times. No more than 10 times before he was hired in 2021 November. So he also had gone in there late at night twice at the condo, left early next morning, and months before Willis and Wade said the relationship was romantic early in 2022. These two always been fucking. That's all there is to it. I thought I'd just share some good news with you guys. I think that case is falling apart. There's a lot of things that are falling apart right now. This is one of them. Celebrate.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. That's funny.
Yeah, that was good. I forgot about it. Yeah, we talked about that this morning on Spaces, so that's why I didn't think about it. But yeah. So, is there anything else you want to share?
That's it, Janet. I mean, if I look at the news for 5 seconds, I'll find something.
No, I'm talking about for your channel. Talking about what you got planned.
Well, things are up in the air right now because right now the weekends are going to be good, but my weekday streaming is going to be affected. I don't know how, but the one stream I'm going to keep is the one I can do with you because we can plan ahead and we can operate in morning or an afternoon. No big deal. Now, what we might be doing is we might be streaming our guy, girl, and a movie on a Sunday. We might do one big view, and then we'll go immediately from the viewing in Discord to turning on the cameras, and the review starts. We just watched it. It's fresh. And that would be great.
Okay. So but
anyway,
that's all right.
That might be a thing, or might do it sometime in the morning. We'll just plan ahead, and hopefully we can do this because I really like that program on my channel. The other programs I'm gonna probably have to leave because my other friends they're busy. during the evenings and during the mornings. You know, they work or such, and so that's understandable. But my weekends are sacrosanct. I'm off from Friday to Sunday or to Monday morning, or from Saturday morning to Sunday night. So we have a 48-hour window to still do stuff.
Okay. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh, little other one out there. Go ahead and Joe's Atmosphere tomorrow. He has his 400 celebration.
What time is
subscriber
that?
celebration? I believe. Joe, if you're out there, yeah, because if I can make it, I can. I'm doing 2 streams tomorrow, but definitely follow Joe's Atmosphere as well. He's got a great channel. Does lots of things on his site. He's a great, good guy. The privateer, a lot of good things. So he's having that special tomorrow. So watch that tomorrow night if you want to have some good fun.
Joe's Atmosphere is a pretty solid dude.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know him as well as I'd like to. You know, you can only hang out with so many people on your schedule, but he has some good people in his panels. He's very reliable. Who you saw last month, he's going to be the same guy probably this month. He's just a solid man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you guys can get his link to us, we can broadcast it out off of our community tabs and our channels, and we could have a start to the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So everyone that watches a girl, a guy in a movie, after, is it the 11th? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I start the 11th.
Yeah, he starts his new job on the 11th. So we're going to have to make changes to that, to our show. So we don't know what day or early morning or at night we might be doing the show. So we might not be able to do it live anymore. We might have to just record it and post it. You know what I mean?
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure something else out. But so this Monday might be the last one for a little bit until we figure it out.
This next coming week, yes.
Yeah. So this Monday night, come join us for a girl, a guy in a movie. On Monday night, we're going to do Romeo and Juliet. And because it might be the last one for a little bit till we figure out how we're going to make it work. So
I appreciate you guys for being fans of us and being able to join us with the chats or in various panels and such.
Mm-hmm. So we'll have to figure something else out. It'll work out. We'll figure something. But I want to thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, and we got to talk about a bunch of shit and get it off our chest. Mm-hmm. So, which is good. It's really good to talk about stuff and get it out of your system. It's healthy. So I just want to say thank you to everyone, and I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. And we will, I guess, see you guys later. Thank you. Have a great night.